Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are in the shop today. I wanted to go ahead and try to address a lot of the emails and private messages I've received regarding the Cuda. There is a lot of speculation that this Cuda could have been used in the Brady Bunch episode, Fender Benders, to the point to where I've received probably no less than 100 emails and probably close to that in private messages regarding this car. So I kind of wanted to put this out there for everybody as what I've seen and what I've noticed from the one taillight picture of this car, from what I've seen on like a 45-second to 1 minute conversation on the TV channel or TV program Graveyard Cars, where they briefly discuss this car or that car, not sure which one yet, and just a couple conversations I've had with people. So I wanted to kind of go over everybody and reach out to the community as a whole to let's see if we can figure this out. It may be, it may not be. Either way, it's not going to affect what I do with the car, because I bought the car because I love the car. It's not, I had no clue this thing could have even been in the Brady Bunch. I never watched the episode until now. So let's just get into what I do know about the car as far as I can find out, because it does not have a fender tag. It doesn't have one. We've been making repairs on the car, wiring repairs. I mean, you can just see the mice have just destroyed the wires in this car. And to be honest with you, in the process of doing that, we were looking for the build sheet. And then all of this come up. So I'm going to show you what I have found on the car. And just would like to put this out there before we get into this too much, is please keep the negative comments to yourself. I don't want this to turn into an argument between people on this channel or in emails or what have you. I want this to stay positive and look at it in a positive light. That's it. So let's go ahead and get addressed what I found, and we'll go from there, okay? So let's get after it. Again, if you have any information regarding this car other than what the previous owners have told me, we can kind of go from there. Shoot it over to my email at bustedradialgarage@gmail.com. Okay? All right, let's get after what I found. And I'll attach a real photo to this video, okay? But here's one I've printed out on my home computer, and this is the shot in question from the Brady Bunch episode 23 of season 3, where Greg is backing the car up to show the dad, I can't remember his name, they were trying to figure out how an accident happened. Regardless, so this is what people are saying could possibly be this car, okay? And what the facts are that I have right now that are beyond a shadow of a doubt, because they're in my face, is A, this is a 1972 Plymouth Barracuda, okay? It is a man-made convertible, meaning Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, the corporation did not, my understanding, make an actual Plymouth Barracuda convertible in 1972. They did in 1971, okay? So my understanding is from watching the episode of Graveyard Cars was so they were wanting to premiere some kind of Cuda coming up or Barracuda coming up in the future. So they had someone make a Plymouth Barracuda out of a 1972 Barracuda hardtop, okay? Now my understanding is that George Barris, who many of you know have created a lot of the cars on TV, such as the Knight Rider car and many other, the vehicles on the Munsters, so on and so forth. And I have reached out to his daughter, Joji, with an email with the VIN number to this car to see if she could verify yes or no 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt if George Barris customized this car. Okay, so that'll put an end to it one way or the other once we find out. But I'm bringing this to you so we can try to get some resolution to this, or give people out there that have sent me emails, which I'm appreciative of. I'm not saying this in a bad way, thinking this could possibly be the car, because I had no clue up until I received these emails. All right, so we do know this is a man-made convertible. Very, 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 very well done. Chop on the top. They rolled over the edges. I mean, perfect. Okay? The car has a functioning, actual, you wouldn't know the difference top unless you got on top of the car. And it is sitting right here on top of the Daytona, because after all this, I was looking for some kind of mark from the Barris Foundation or the Barris Company, Barris family, whatever. Could not find one through the resources I have. They said he wouldn't probably have put one. There is an actual bolt-on mount that supports all of this that bolts to the car. Okay, very professional made. So we do know for a fact this is a 1972 Barracuda that was chopped for whatever intentions to be a convertible. There's one. If you look and you watch any of the videos on the Brady Bunch for those couple episodes, the car had a full blue interior, which I don't know the numbers, how many of them were blue on blue. Have no clue, okay? So, as you know, in my other videos, I had stated that this that had black interior, but someone looked like they painted over the blue. So, the door panels were evident because I tested this for one gentleman that sent me an email. And you can tell, obviously, these door panels were blue, okay? So, all right, cool. So, there's blue door panels. Not sure about the seats. So, when we took the seats out to clean up after the mouse foundation, I mean, they had a whole village in this car. Come to find out, all of the panels were blue. Here is the back side of the skins that go for the back seat, okay? So we know all the panels are blue. So we had to take the seats out, for one, to clean up the mouse village that was in here, and two, because we were looking for the build sheet. So lo and behold, we pulled the seats out, and all of the seats have been painted black. So here's the underneath of the actual bottom pad to the back seat. It is blue. Same thing with the back pad where your back would sit. Okay, so now we know the interior was all blue. Even the dash was blue. And then one gentleman had pointed out the fact that did Chris, or Mills, most people call me Mills, said, Mills, did it have a rally dash or a regular dash? And I didn't know what he was getting at the point, so he wasn't going to tell me which one I had till I answered. So my understanding on Cudas, and I'm not a big Barracuda or Cuda guy, whatever you call these, that's the standard dash, okay? Not the rally cluster, because it doesn't have a tack. Well, apparently in the cars that they used in that show, they had that dash. Don't know. Again, let's not create a big argument over this, but from what I've seen, that is true. Now, the only true evidence that I could find, really, off one picture, because again, it's only 2 or maybe 3 millisecond shots that this car is showing backing up in this episode, right? So, I printed out the picture, and I'll try to put a real picture on for this video, but right here above the deck lid, right above where the Barracuda badge would be, there was an imperfection in the car, in the paint. You can see it plain as day. It's like 4 inches wide by 1 inch or so tall, right on the lip of the car. So I took that and come over here on this car, and lo and behold, that imperfection is on the deck lid of this car. Here's where the badge would be. It's missing. There's the hole. But right here is that section. Right up here. Runs right up on the face of the deck lid. Same as in the picture. Now, if you look at this picture online, you can see where this deck lid doesn't necessarily match the car. The car is a beautiful, shiny car, but the deck lid appears to be almost like spray painted or a different color, or just they shot it blue. Maybe the car that they used had a spoiler on it. I don't know. But this trunk lid has pretty close to all those same imperfections as this picture. Now, does it mean that this is that car? 100%. No, it does not mean that this is that car. It's just the similarity. Even in the gap in the bumper in this one picture, kind of matches the gap in the bumper of this car. Now, this bumper of this car has been painted black, and so have the white inserts of the taillights. The reverse lights have been painted black. Now, they are original OEM parts because it has the Mopar and the part number on there. So we know that those are legit parts. Now, I talked to another couple gentlemen and said, okay, well, they had a 71 car and they put 72 tail panel in it, or vice versa. Now, it would have been a new part because Chrysler would have supplied that tail panel, and they would have took a stock Cuda and put a different nose and a different tail. I've heard that theory as well. Okay, so the tail panel, I can tell you, was never primered or anything. It was shot blue right over the black metal. No primer, and I can tell you that because the paint has started to peel off of this tail panel everywhere, and it's never been primered. Now, if they did that at the factory, I don't know, but it's blue shot right over the black steel, and that's it. Let's go to the nose. Now, this is the nose that's on the car. I'm not sure if these inserts have been replaced or if you even can replace them, but they look a lot newer than what the car actually is, okay? Not sure if that means anything. I'm not sure if that tells us anything. I don't know. But I'm putting this out there to the YouTube world to let's help figure this out. If it's not, I don't care. If it is, I don't care either way. But I would, to be honest with you, it would be kind of interesting or really kind of cool to find out 100%. Another thing. Now, in this photo, it didn't print it out, but if you look at this image online, it shows over here, it doesn't in this picture, but it shows this car had marker lights. It had the red in the back and the amber in the front. Now, this car doesn't show of any here, right? Does it show them in the rear? Does it show them in the front? Now, I'm not sure in 72 if they had these in there or not. I haven't done enough research. I'm kind of leaving this in your all's hands, okay? Because I'm trying to get rid of these cars ready for events to come meet you people. So, in saying that, so what I've done is I went into the trunk, and let's just see if they filled those holes in with Bondo or body filler, right? And made it to where it was shaved, if you will. So sure enough, here is the wiring that goes to these side marker lights. And if you look in here, I don't know if you can see this. Let me get out of the shadow, I'm a fat dude. But there is the marker lights. There's one down this side, and there's the other one for this side. Not sure if you can see that with the glare, but they are there. And they have been filled. With what? I don't know. Body filler or whatever. So I say, let's check the front. And sure enough, I got underneath the front of the car. I had to jack it up and do all that, and I'm a little too big to try to get under there and show you. But they are sure enough here. The marker lights are there, and they've been filled. Not sure if it's 72, 71, not sure what Chrysler was doing at that time, if they had them or not. But this car had them, and they've been filled in. Okay. Now, on the other shots of this car, and there are multiple, there's one shot where Mike Brady is sitting in the front seat and they had a camera mounted to the passenger side of the car on the front, pointing towards Mike, who was getting ready to shoot the episode, right? So I got to look, and I was talking to a gentleman. He said, look for these things. Look to see if there's any gaffer's tape or strap marks or extra straps or whatever. So I popped the hood when I had him on the phone. Let me pop this open. And this may be something, it may be nothing. I don't know. Okay. Here is a strap, or a piece of a strap, actually to the body mount bolt for the fender. Your fender adjustments, right? Your body mount bolts. Or your body panel bolts, rather. Somebody had a strap or something here and cut it off. It's not on the other side, but sure enough, it's on this side. So does that mean that that was something they bolted to the car for a camera and then cut it off? I don't know, because that'd be something that someone added on years later. I don't know. I'm just giving you what is on the car for those of you that have emailed me or messaged me. What else did we notice? Okay, so I pulled I don't have a fender tag, but I went through the VIN, the first 7 or 8 numbers of the VIN, okay? Here's the first part of the VIN. So we got BH this is the information that comes from a Chrysler website off the internet. So we got BH, I'm leaning against the car here. That stands for Barracuda, is my understanding, okay? Then we have 23, which is the first 2 numbers. That stands for hardtop. We know at one point it lived its life as a hardtop. The next consecutive letter is the letter G, which shows it had a 318 engine in it when it was born. It currently has a 318 engine in it. The next number is the number 2, which states that it's a true 1972 car. So according to the VIN tag, let me hit this camera. According to the VIN tag, it's a true 1972. The next letter is B. Now that B, from what I found, says it was made at the Hamrick plant in Michigan. So it was built in Michigan. It's a Michigan car. This is my understanding now. So that's what information I have. Is it had a full blue interior. It was blue paint. It has a couple markings on the back that do coincide somewhat, if not definite, with the photo. And again, I'll try to attach this to this video so you can check it yourself, or you just get online and look up this photo yourself, because there's only one photo with these taillights in the series that I could find. The rest of them, it's a true 71, I believe, with the square taillights and the different front grille. This was something else that's brought up, is the top of the A-pillars don't look right, because this has a button down top for the front here, okay? In the show, it shows on the inside where the top actually buttons to the inner I guess the inner seat panels. So we know that's somewhat legit. But here that looks like there was a different type of cover. If you can see this line that goes all the way down. It looks like there was a different panel or something that was wrapped here. And then that was removed, and then these were installed. Okay? For the top that it currently has. So if you look in the photo, where there's one other photo that shows Greg Brady back in the car end and has a chrome panel across the top of the A-pillars, or across the top of the car. Could that have been on here? And then this was eventually changed. 100%, I do not know. This is what I currently have to work with, but there is evidence something was here. What? I do not know, because there's, and the show comes down like this and appears to have handles here. Don't know if that was man-made. I do know these were blue like in the film, or in the episode, and the rest of this was blue like in the episode. So that's what I have here. If y'all have any more questions, I will be live tonight on YouTube at 8 o'clock for a Q&A live session. We generally just get on there and play around, for an hour or two. If you have any information, this is on StreamYard. Get on here live with me and talk to me. If you know something, get on here and tell me what you think, what you know, what your opinions are. Again, I'm just going to ask that everybody keep this friendly, because this is at the request of a lot of people that have emailed and messaged me, PM or DM, whatever you call it, regarding this car, okay? So I'm just trying to help everybody out and try to answer what I can, and we'll go from there. So again, this is what I've got. You've seen what evidence I can show and what I do know about the car. We are going to get this wiring fixed so we don't burn the car down, and then we're going to put everything back in and drive it like it is, like I said in the first video. We just want to have fun with it. However, if it comes out to be a true Brady Bunch car that's been missing for 40 some years or whatever, and no one knows where it is, and I've heard rumors it was supposed to be crushed, and I've heard rumors Barris kept it. I've heard everything, and the only way I can prove that for sure is if Joji emails me back. But I'm going to go ahead and tag Graveyard Cars in this video, because he actually, like I said in that CUDA video, he actually discussed this for about 45 seconds, maybe a minute. Maybe he can chime in. I mean, he is the CUDA king from what I hear, so Graveyard Cars, if any of you see this, chime in, help us out. I mean, you brought it up that this was a man-made car. Well, it's sitting here in my shop in my collection. See if you can help a guy out. Maybe help out the internet world, because there are a lot of people wondering right now. So other than that, guys, we'll talk to you tonight at 8 o'clock, and we'll go from there. So thanks for stopping in, checking out this video. Hopefully it answered some of the questions that some of you were wondering about. And let's see what happens. So let's get after it. The internet world, let's see if we can figure this out. Let's get some answers to all these questions for everybody, me included, and we'll go from there. So hang tight. We'll talk to you here in a little bit. Thanks for watching.